Okay, today we're going to look at factorizing an expression. Okay, this expression has four terms: 5q squared minus 10qx plus 10px minus 20pq. Okay, and this method is called factorizing by grouping. Factorizing by grouping. Alright, so again, this is four terms: 5x squared minus 10qx, second term, third term is 10px, fourth term is minus 20pq. Alright, and we're going to group them together in pairs and find the highest common factor of each of those pairs. Okay, so for convenience sake, okay, we're going to pair them as they sit in the thing, but you don't have to do this way. Alright, if you can find our other pairs, that's fine. Factorize by grouping. So we're going to take 5x squared. Alright, now again, this is a long, this is with all the steps kind of explained to death, basically. 5x squared. What are the factors of 5x squared? Alright, factors are 5 by x by x. Alright, then the other part of that pair that we decided we were going to put together, 10qx. What are the factors of minus 10qx? Factors are minus 2 by 5 by q by x. Alright, now we could have picked minus 1 by 10 or 10 by minus 1 or 2 by minus 5, but we're always thinking about common factors. Okay, with this, we're trying to find common factors. Alright, that's the key to factorizing by grouping. So I knew that we had a 5 up here, so I'm trying to make a 5 here, because if I made that a minus 5, well, then they're not going to match exactly. Alright, if I made that a 10 and a 1, you know, we've less common factors in common. Alright, so I'm always the reason we picked that is because of my first line. So what factors are common in the top and the bottom? Okay, so the 5 is common, alright, because it's a factor of both, and there's an x in both. Alright, so they are our highest common factors. Highest common factor of 5x squared and minus 10qx is 5x. Okay, so the highest common factor, HCF, of 5x squared and minus 10qx is 5x. So we're going to take that 5x and put it outside the bracket, and the remaining factors of each of those we're going to put inside the bracket. So we have x, that's the only one that we haven't included in our common factor, and we have minus 2q. Alright, so we're just going to kind of park that for the minute and then look at the second pair. So, and we're going to do the exact same thing to that second pair. We have 10px and we have minus 20pq. Alright, so what are the factors of 10pq? Okay, they are 10 by p by x. Alright, what are the factors of minus 20pq? They are minus 2 by 10 by p by q. Okay, and again, selecting minus 2 by 10 in the second line was based on the fact that I had a 10 as a factor in the top line. And if you find that this doesn't really work out well, you could go back and kind of redo this section, maybe taking 2 by 5 or whatever, you know, whatever you feel will find a common factor. Alright, so again, we have the 10 common, it's a common factor, and we have p common. Alright, so again, we can say that the highest common factor of 10px and minus 20pq is 10p. Alright, as before, we put the common factor outside the bracket, 10p, and whatever factors are left, which is x, and we have minus 2q. Alright, so coincidentally, we have x minus 2q in that bracket and x minus 2q in that bracket. So we're just going to put these number 1 and number 2, put those together because we broke them apart when they were together. So we're just kind of piecing it all back together. Alright, so we have 5x bracket x minus 2q plus 10p, this is a plus here, x minus 2q. Okay, so we've kind of put our two parts back together, and now we're kind of looking, okay, can we do anything else with what we have now? Okay, now if we go with the whole idea of common factors, if we look here, the factors of this first part are 5x and x minus 2q. 5x and x minus 2q. And this side we have 10p and x minus 2q. So these pieces here are common to both terms. Okay, if we take this as a term and this as a term, we have something in common. So just like all the other parts, we're going to take that common part, common factor, and put it outside the bracket. Now because it has two kind of pieces to it, we just put a bracket around it just to make sure they don't lose each other. And whatever is left over, which in this case is 5x and 10p, go inside the bracket. Okay, so our final answer basically is x minus 2q bracket 5x plus 10p, and that is factorizing by grouping.